The Viet Cong rely heavily on mines and booby traps to knock out vehicles and kill their enemies. To be hit this way, all you have to do is be there and be careless. Most VC mines are installed at random along routes of communication. Mines and booby traps have also been found at likely helicopter landing sites, on footpaths and trails, along hedgerows, on fence gates, and on rice paddy dikes. VC mines may be hidden in high grass or on a footbridge likely to be used. The VC rarely mines or booby traps those areas farmed by day. He does mine sandy ground that can't be farmed. Burial sites, paths leading to and from the jungle in which he disappears so easily. These are some of the explosive devices the VC plant as mines and set as booby traps. Good use is made of our own equipment, even our trash. Many of their devices are homemade. They all kill. The VC also have more primitive devices. Bamboo is plentiful. Openly harvested, the sharpened stakes can be hardened in a fire, coated with urine or excrement to cause infection, and used to build a deadfall set by a tripwire to drop on the unwary enemy, who might be you. Bamboo is also used to cover and arm man traps found near fences, near hedgerows, and along trails. The cover is designed to give way beneath your weight. This is another man trap spiked with punji stakes, short lengths of split bamboo, knife sharp, and planted to impale you as you fall. Your fall or later movement on these stakes may further trigger a grenade with which the pit is booby-trapped. Small VC anti-personnel devices have been found where foot traffic is expected. Be on the alert for any disturbance to the ground that lies ahead of you. These bullet traps are triggered by pressure. Simple bullet traps like this can kill. They can also be avoided and, once found, easily disarmed. Watch out for tripwires, too. The VC use these fish-line tripwires frequently to trigger grenades set up as anti-personnel devices wherever troop movement is expected. This tripwire leads to a fragmentation grenade planted in a tree along the trail. Placed in a can small enough to hold in the safety lever, the safety pin on this grenade has been removed. The tripwire simply pulls the grenade from the can, releasing the safety lever. Some VC devices are even more ingenious. Anchored with bamboo or wooden sticks, this tripwire leads to a rock suspended from a branch. The rock is attached to the pin of this grenade. Tripped by foot, the weight of the falling rock pulls the pin to activate the grenade. This vertical tripwire leads to a bamboo arch-type anti-personnel device armed with a grenade placed high enough to cover a wide area. Only careful observation can lead to the detection of traps like this before you're trapped. Only your careful observation can detect and help you to avoid a nail pressure type grenade mine like this one planted along a path or trail and almost, but not quite, invisible. Grenades are also used by the VC to mine possible helicopter landing sites. The charges are mounted high on poles placed around the perimeter of the landing area and strung together in such a way that as the helicopter lands, the grenades will be detonated one after another. Care should be taken in detonating these grenades. Proper use of a grappling hook and rope will enable you to accomplish this from a safe distance. VC equipment is often planted conveniently along a path or trail to catch the eyes of souvenir hunters. This equipment is often booby-trapped. Obviously, booby-trapped VC equipment should be examined and destroyed by demolition men who know what they're doing. VC equipment, after thorough examination by qualified personnel and found not to be booby-trapped, should be removed under proper supervision for intelligence purposes. As a general rule for survival, be careful with all abandoned VC equipment. This demonstration shows how a VC flagpole could be booby-trapped with a grenade. To increase their chance of success, the VC often remain in the area waiting for our approach. When a target of choice appears within range of the VC's electrically detonated device, he simply closes a circuit charged by a pair of our flashlight batteries, stolen or thrown away as trash, and his mine explodes. If you discover a mined or booby-trapped area, send for the experts. Don't try to do this job yourself. It's one for trained demolition personnel who know how to work with explosives. You've got other fish to fry. For heavily mined areas, the engineers have the heavy-duty LVTE with plenty of muscle and protective armor to dig safely down and churn up anything that's there. The fishline tripwire, commonly used by the VC, may lead to more than a grenade. Mortar shells are often used in anti-personnel devices. This fence gate was booby-trapped with a mortar shell. Again, making use of a grappling hook and rope, the charge is properly detonated from a safe distance. Sometimes even heavier charges are used in VC booby traps. Under the matting of this village hut, a 90mm shell was found set to go off on pressure. Artillery shells and other heavier charges are also used in anti-vehicular mines detonated by various pressure-type devices. You may encounter these wherever the road surface or the open ground permits their use. before moving into any area that may have been mined by the VC, a careful search should be made with mine detectors. Sometimes you can see where VC mines have been emplaced, their presence given away by an unnaturally regular pattern of cracks. Or by a too regularly shaped rise or depression in the surface of the ground. The work of locating and uncovering these mines should be left to the engineers. So should the job of demolition. The VC have some commercially manufactured anti-vehicular pressure-type mines. Notice the way in which this mine is covered. At first, the earth will be fresh and dark around the bamboo mat. Later, this fresh earth will dry and settle, leaving a regular pattern of markings on the ground around the edges of the mat covering the mine. Look for these signs of danger. Whenever uncertain of whether or not an area is mined, call for the engineers, who can easily detect even well-concealed mines and dispose of them properly. Many VC mines are of the homemade variety made up of standard half-pound blocks of TNT, encased or wrapped in almost anything available. Much use is made of our own equipment, even, remember, of our trash. Extreme caution should be used in approaching electrically detonated mines. This man, remember, may remain in the area to wait for a target of his choice.